probably the most requested for series to come back was F1 Championship Edition. You guys literally told me in every single video I ever uploaded to bring back this series, and exactly what I've done. Not exactly as planned though. I wanted to come back with McLaren, but that didn't work out, so I've had to restart the career mode and end up doing a season with Midland, which it was not really what I wanted. But what I'm going to be doing on my second channel here, Alex the Afro Central, I'm going to be uploading this first full season of the career mode with Midland. Then I'll be going ahead with the second season, hopefully with a team that can challenge for wins and maybe the championship. So you'll see this until about early March, and then from then on it'll be on my main channel. Hopefully you guys are alright with that. Anyway, enough explaining, let's get to this Grand Prix. So a decent qualifying for our first race with Midland here. P16 into Q2, exactly what I wanted. And it might be a good challenge for a top 10 in this race. But anyway, lights are out and away we go here in Bahrain for the first race of this season. And going out to turn 1, I'm like, please just don't crash into anyone, Alex. We know that I had that problem in season 1, crashing like every single race, so just a bit too optimistic. Down to turn 1 this time, a little less optimistic, and we managed to get through there unscathed and up to 14th place as well. First lap though is where you can gain all your time, so I was like, let's look for a move here on Villeneuve and Coulthard, but then I was like, no, I don't want to do a Villeneuve and just like nearly crash into a load of people here, and I do actually end up crashing into someone and lose a bit of my front wing there, and my tyre temps at the front are really bad, like down to 15, which is terrible. And so first lap, I need to get those tyre temps up, otherwise more stuff like that will happen. But up to 14th place isn't too bad, and now I've got to get past Coulthard, and hopefully we can get into the top 10 relatively soon, because we did have pretty good pace throughout the time I did on this game. Just never really materialised into actually a good result because I ended up crashing or spinning or something, so I need to really be on it this whole season. I can't be giving up like halfway through. I've got to keep going because it's near the end of the season where you start getting contracts and all that sort of stuff. I'm not going to be sort of changing teams mid-season, because if you do that, then it means your contract is to a weird part of next season as well. So I don't want that. So what I'm going to be doing is just staying with this team the whole season. It probably won't be the best for my career, maybe in the short run, but in the long run it should be the best for my career. So hopefully you guys understand that. And also, this Midland isn't actually that bad. I think, in all honesty, the Super Aguri is the worst car you can have in this game. The Torosso is probably the second worst. Or it's probably quite equal between the Torosso and this car. I'm not too sure which one's actually worse. But neither are that bad. But it's just the Super Aguri is actually quite bad. It's just so bad. In a straight line, round corners, just everywhere. So, down to turn 1, we're going to be very late on the brakes here, optimistic. And we need to be optimistic, and we're going to maybe get past Webber here. We're going side by side with him, and we managed to get past him. A little bit of contact there, a bit of puff of smoke, but we do manage to get past him and up into 10th position. So we're into the top 10 and 2 places away from some points. That's good, isn't it? That's what you want to hear. So Trulli and his Toyota and Barrichello and his Honda are the 2 cars that we've got to get past to get into some points. They're about 2.5 seconds away from points now. And the scheduled stop is next lap. I do love about this game the fact that they have the commentary, the engineers, like, he actually wants you to do stuff. It's like, it's not like, yeah, you got to pit in like 2 laps. It's like, it's urgent. What he's saying is like urgent. You actually need to listen to it. That's what I really do like about this game. And it's weird to think, technically this is my 3rd season of this game, which is, well, I suppose it's really a 4th season in a way, but I guess 3rd racing season in this game. Now, probably just a brief explanation on what happened with my McLaren test roll. I was McLaren test roll. I really didn't enjoy it, so I didn't actually do most of the testing. But I did actually get a Torosso contract for the last like 3 races. I went on and scored some points in those races, but still, I was contracted with Torosso for the season after. So I was like, let's just start this whole career mode once again. I'm never going to get anywhere with this career mode. It's just like bouncing all around the bottom end teams. And I thought, starting off with Midland, then hopefully progressing up to a better team by the end of this season. That's the aim, and I think I'm looking at my, I've got my little sort of schedule right here in front of me. 2 episodes definitely each week until early March here, guys, and that should, fingers crossed, all end up by about the 6th of March, so early March time. Hopefully this season will be over and done with, and we get into a good team, and then it'll be on my main channel. But obviously these videos are still being uploaded, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. That's the aim at the end of the day. But anyway, think one car's pitted, so that means that we went up to 9th, but then we got past Trulli with a good first couple of, or good actually, just good times in general, and managed to get up past Trulli, and actually only a little bit away now from Barrichello. So, gotta say, this race has gone a lot better than actually expected, and now we've got to just not mess up the pit stop, because that's a place where I can lose a lot of time, and I probably will. But getting past Barrichello before the pit stop would actually really help out, because it means we'll be in front of them going to the pits, and it just gives that a bit more urgency to actually get everything right. I don't know whether that's good or bad, but I'm really not that far away from like Montoya as well, so I'm actually surprised how fast this old Midland is really. It's quite good, isn't it, so far. It's done a good job. It's not done anything silly, which I think is the most important thing. But doesn't look like we're going to get past Barrichello going before the pit stop. Saying that, we're very fast through there, and we're going to get the run. Well, Barrichello's faster in a straight line. We're in the slipstream. Are we going to be able to go for a move down the inside here? It's going to be late, but we're going to go for it. A bit of contact there. Luckily no damage, but we're going to run side by side. I'm not too sure whether he's pitting this lap. We definitely are, so we pull into the pit lane here. Is Barrichello pitting? I think he is. So, late lunge into the final turn actually ended up being a good move on Barrichello. Yeah, that's a bit of contact, but we'll just ignore that. Anyway, going into the the Midland garage here, very basic overalls here, and just try to press these buttons as quickly as possible here. Missing the front right a little bit there, but getting all those on perfectly. Yes, 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 and I've got to say a 9-second exactly stop wasn't too bad, and I think actually pulled out a decent gap on. Yeah, Trulli even jumped Barrichello in the pits to stop as well, so interesting. Raikkonen is the car in front of us here. Not too sure what's happened to him, why he's so far down the order. I guess he just hasn't pitted, but yeah. Oh, sorry, he has pitted. What am I saying? I'm sure he has pitted. That's why he's so far down the order. So, 14th place down. Looks, this is Massa falling down the filter. Does that mean he's retired? There's some oil down the track, so we go straight on there. Maybe down to the cold tyres. Well, yeah, look at that. Up to 13th place, Massa. Felipe Massa has actually retired from this race right now. I'm assuming due to an engine problem. Engine blowing up, and he's out the race surprisingly there for his first race with Ferrari technically. And a couple of guys in front mustn't have pitted, because we definitely were in the top 10. I think we will be in the top 8 as well, which will be good. It means that we might be able to go on and get a point. The first point in the first race would definitely be good. But I do remember through the career modes I've done so far, another engine retirement here. Who's that? Rosberg? Yeah, Rosberg's retired as well now. We're ahead of him anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. But half spin there on the curb. Yeah, I definitely used to warm up the tyres, because that front right's lost a load of temp now. And, ooh, bit of contact there. Barrichello's got back in front of Trulli. And, yeah, I need to get that tyre warmed up, otherwise I will be locking up and spinning and all that sort of stuff, which I don't need. But Barrichello right up behind in the slipstream here. He looks down the inside and makes contact. A very similar thing to what I did, actually, when we went into the pit stops. Do you remember? Last lap, I went down the inside of Barrichello. There's a bit of contact, but Barrichello wasn't able to sort of capitalise on it, but except I was. So, yeah, you'd have to take some take some contact if you do it as well. So yeah, so up to P8 here, which is good. Big old gap to Montoya in front here. Slight mistake here, but I think this is the oil for Felipe Massa's engine blow up, which I think it was an engine blow up. There's a lot of smoke, so down there into the braking zone. This time we actually managed to not go and spin or anything, which is good. And we've got about 1.5 laps to go now. 4.3 seconds though to the car in front, which is Montoya, which, yeah, it's unlikely we're going to catch him, is it? Because he's just in front by a decent amount and he's in a better car. So I wouldn't expect we're going to catch him, but who knows? Miracles can happen in Formula 1, but I'm pretty happy with my, what was it, 8th place here? I was going to say 6th place. No, 8th place here. I'm pretty happy with it, and hopefully we can just get a point here. A point here would be very, very important, because, you know, Midland aren't the best of teams, are they? They're not going to get points that often, so a point in any round will be important. Well, especially in the first round of the season, get extra sponsorship. if only that was actually a part of the game. That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? Having like sponsorship come in if you got better results. That'd be pretty awesome. The car got better because of it. I don't know. Maybe that's something that F1 2015 should incorporate. But overall, pretty good race here. And actually closing in on Montoya here. You can see him in the front. Not that far in front, really, is he? But On to the last lap of the race, and Webber hasn't pitted, so he's coming in on the last lap of the race, or the sort of penultimate lap of the race really, but up to 7th place thanks to Webber pitting, and that is a really, really good way to go onto the final lap here in 7th place to equal our best result ever. And who knows whether we can actually go on to have a decent season here. A really good start would be 7th place, 2 points in the bag, ahead of teams like Honda and actually I don't know where Button is in this race, but ahead of teams like Toyota at this start this stage of the season would be incredible. I think, could be wrong, I think Midland actually do use Toyota engines, so being ahead of the factory team would be incredible, and we're actually putting out a good margin over those behind as well. And also, got to see Montoya, we're closing in on him on this final lap of the race. I think it's a little bit too late to actually get that 6th place, but that would be just an amazing story, wouldn't it? Going from 16th on the grid up to 6th, but I think 7th, I've got to be happy with that. That's still going to equal my best ever result in this career mode over my 3 seasons, which, not good. So it'll be good to equal that, and hopefully it will mean that by the end of the season we'll have got maybe, I'd say I'm sort of hoping to get maybe 15 odd points. I'm setting the target quite high, aren't I? But scoring some points every race is maybe not really possible, but every other race maybe getting like a 7th or something, that could really help me out. And 15 points I'd say is the aim for this career mode, to get 15 points. And if we can do that, that'd be perfect. Up to the start finish line though, we're going to not win, we're getting home 7th. I was about to say who won the race, but it does feel like a win, finishing 7th place here for Midland. And Alonso wins it by 2.5 seconds over Schumacher and Fisichella. Button, good result for him in 4th, and Raikkonen and Montoya. We managed to come home in 7th place, which is just a really, really great start to this career mode. And Barrichello, Trulli, and also Coulthard are your top 10 in this race. Look down the order, 16 cars finished. And look at that, 7th place in the driver standings. And where are we going to be in the constructors? I think, I remember correctly, it's 5th place in the constructors, but nice to see us ahead of Williams and Toyota. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. It's been Alex Maddy. Goodbye.